I mean, when you have a thing that you've always wanted to do, you know, for your whole life, you don't need to finish high school and then go to college to figure out how you're going to do that if it's right in front of your face.
Right.
You know, it's like right there.
I would never fall in love again until I found her.
All right, we are at Juniors in Times Square with Steven Sanchez.
Right on.
And this is what you requested. I love this.
Oh my gosh! Thank you so
Chocolate
much.
milkshake, thank you so much. Juniors is iconic. Cheers,
Yeah,
Steven.
cheers.
This is a great choice. I
I've
love
never
this.
cheersed a chocolate
chocolate
shake
shake?
before, so that's really good. Yeah,
Oh, it does not disappoint.
that's great. I'm usually like I like to eat the cream off the top first. So that's good.
You might be the youngest person. I think you are the youngest person I've ever interviewed on The Drink.
Thank you so much for that. I tried to grow out the whatever facial hair I
The
have
stubble.
to try and make it not look that way, but
No.
but
But
still,
it's to your
still looks
credit.
that way.
It's to your credit that we are sitting here. You have, for people who don't know, you had this viral record that kind of went crazy, like to the point where 80-year-olds know it, teenagers know it, Until I Found You.
Everybody.
And then you have a new album out, like now, brand new, your first full length, right? Do you want to just keep eating the whipped cream, and I'll just give you a life story.
Totally. You're so right. It's crazy. It's actually crazy.
How did you do all this? It looks to me like the last few years have been a lot of effort,
Yeah.
a lot of work.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, even this year has been a lot of work. I think, you know, obviously we're releasing the debut record, Angel Face.
So don't go to sleep, don't rest your head. I'll be the pillow, and I'll be the bed.
It's really exciting. So, you know, I think the same feelings of, you know, having released Until I Found You and then experiencing the tremendous success of that song obviously brought to the table. I feel similar to release a record and to kind of experience that
Does this all feel
unknown again.
Does
you
this
know?
all feel a little like a pinch me, like am I dreaming kind of thing? Or
Yeah,
no?
I mean, I think I feel more tired these days for sure.
So go back for me.
Okay.
You're born in California. You're raised outside Sacramento.
I am, yeah.
What was life like for you?
I mean, it was just elementary school, high school, middle school, kindergarten. I think, you know, all the basics,
All the
that you kind
basics.
of go through. I have two sets of grandparents. So on
Yeah.
one side, my grandfather collected vinyl, and he had it stacked in his barn. I'd go
Yeah.
in there and pick through the vinyl.
He has like a farm,
He has a farm, yeah, in
and so
San
in the
Jose.
barn he's got the vinyl.
In the barn, he's got the vinyl. I mean, the most classic. I mean, this guy has the most humble, laid out, classic farm.
So how old are you when you go to the barn and start looking around?
I'm like 10.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, 10.
And what kind of records are we talking about?
Talking Roy Orbison, Frank Sinatra, Nat King Cole, Dean Martin, Jimmy Durant, you know, Marty Robbins,
That's old stuff.
Herb
That's-
Alpert and the Tijuana Brass, the Platters,
Wow.
just anything you could think of. And the first time I was ever hearing those artists, it was on the hard copy, you know. And so
Yeah, on vinyl.
I'd pick through all the records, take a stack, bring them back in the house. He'd pick through them and he'd send me home with some. And then I'd just rip through them and listen to them. And then the next time I'd see them, I'd do the same thing all over again. And
Do those become your musical influences?
I mean, yeah, I think
it seems like
naturally it feels that way. But the songs, the songwriting, you know, that is what like drove me to, you know,
Kind of pulled you in.
be very romantic. I feel very romantic because of that music. So.
I mean, your songs are very romantic, especially the
you.
new album. Wow.
Oh, thank you so much.
Wow.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Have some more.
Oh yeah, please. Yeah, we're just eating. Yeah, we're not even. This isn't even a shake. It's just whipped cream.
It's not
This
the
is
drink.
all just whipped cream. It's not
Today
even a
it's
shake.
not the drink, it's
Yeah.
the eat. It's the meal.
So I'll hold her while I can, till one day that I get the chance.
Your parents, like, your family's not necessarily musical, right? Your parents, I read that your dad, like, designs kitchens
Yeah.
for a living.
Whoa. Yeah,
and
yeah.
your mom,
She is a paralegal.
point being, like, they're not in music. You're
No,
not
not at
like
all.
from this sort of like legacy music family.
Yeah, no, not at all.
So when do you pick up, is it the ukulele first?
Yeah. You did your research.
I
This
do
is
my
awesome.
research,
She's
Steven.
good. She's good. That's awesome.
When do you pick that up?
There was this girl, actually. I never told this story. There was this girl in elementary school. Her name was Isabella, and she played ukulele extremely well, and like classical guitar extremely well, and
Yeah.
just was like multi-talented, could sing. Like
Yeah.
she won every, talent
Okay.
show, during middle school, and it like angered me. Like it angered me so much because I was falling in love with music and wanting to play an instrument,
And you
like,
couldn't do that.
because I loved to sing,
Right.
but I couldn't like play, you know, to
So
sing.
you're jealous of Bella.
So I was angry at Bella. I was like, this is so annoying. Like, I'm going to do that. So I bought a ukulele or my parents bought me one for Christmas.
Yeah. How old were you then?
I was like 13 maybe,
Yeah.
and like started playing on that, and then I was like, oh, I want to play guitar now. And so I upgraded from ukulele to guitar, and then I joined the, you know, worship team, and like they taught me how to play guitar,
Oh,
and
that's
then I was
awesome.
like, oh,
Wait,
I
so
don't-
you played in like the church band?
I played in the church band, and then, you know, I was entering high school, you know, for the first time, and having crushes and stuff, and I was like, I don't want to sing about, you know, the you know,
You want to sing
the
about
Lord. I
someone
want to sing about my love. And
else. Sort of on brand for you. In high school, I heard
Yeah.
you would play in the cafeteria at lunch.
yeah.
Like you're the guy in the corner playing guitar for
Yeah, I
everybody?
was. Yeah, I was literally lugging around an amp, a guitar, and a microphone stand, and a bag to each class. I was late to every fifth period class.
Because you were still in the cafeteria playing?
Yep. Miss
Love that.
Winitsky was very upset. Shout out Miss Winitsky.
Miss Winitsky, you see him now.
You see me now. Hey, she's been to a show, I think,
Yeah.
and
Love it.
it's really great.
That evolves into you're making some videos.
Initially, it was Cage the Elephant cover. and
Love
that-
Cage the Elephant.
And that took off. Yeah, it was great. And then I posted this song, Lady by the Sea, which ended up being the first single that was ever put out. This is a song I wrote called Lady by the Sea. Here we go.
Eyes of green.
A producer sees it, right?
A manager.
A
A
manager.
manager saw it, and he and I got together, and he flew me out to New York, first time in New York, and we recorded the song. And Jeremy Zucker, this amazing artist, he produced it, and then we pitched that song to every label that we could possibly think of. And
By the way, you're like 17 years old.
I'm like 17, yeah. And then every label came back and wanted to have a conversation, and then we were in months of meetings and Zoom calls, and then we landed on Universal with Republic and made a couple EPs, and then just before we released the first EP, I wrote Until I Found You.
Georgia, wrap me up in all.
You wrote I Found You like in your bedroom? Is that right?
Yeah.
2021.
2021. Crazy.
And it's about a girl. I mean, the first word of the song is Georgia.
Yeah,
right?
sure,
So,
yeah.
who's Georgia?
Oh man, you know, I mean,
Ex-girlfriend.
it's anything. It's anybody you
Oh,
want her to
okay,
be
nice.
for anybody
That's
else,
nice.
but you know, in like a beautiful way. Like people are applying that song to their own love stories.
Found you.
Did you drop out of high school?
I dropped out of high school.
Uh-huh.
I don't recommend doing that.
Okay.
unless things are going okay. Yeah.
Did you end up finishing yet, or you'll
Nope.
go back eventually?
I'll probably go back
You'll do it.
eventually.
You'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always wondered what it'd be like to go to university too. That'd be
Yeah,
cool. So.
yeah. Well, maybe when the music thing kind of slows down.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I think if the music thing slows down, I'm getting a farm and sitting out there and growing grapes. and-
Having a barn full of vinyl, maybe?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, so you leave high school, you move across the country, right?
Yeah.
You moved to Nashville.
Moved to Nashville with my parents. We drove across
Oh, your
the whole
parents
country.
go with you?
Yeah, they came with. Yeah. I mean, I was still like real young. I was 17. and then,
Yeah,
you know,
that makes sense.
Yeah,
But what a supportive thing for your parents to do.
totally. Yeah,
Holy cow.
unreal.
Everybody I talk to on the drink has a story like that about
Yeah.
seizing opportunity, just like seeing it and being like, I got to go for it.
Yeah,
Did it feel like that?
totally. I mean, when you have a thing that you've always wanted to do, you know, for your whole life, you don't need to finish high school and then
Yeah.
go to college to figure out how you're going to do that if it's right in front of your face.
Right.
You know, it's like right there. So it was definitely one of those seize the opportunity
Yeah.
moments.
I saw you sing at the See Here Now festival.
Yeah, I saw you.
I'm
That
sure
was
you
really
did because
nice.
I was up front, right?
She was up front.
Here's what I observed.
Yeah.
You were so joyful, it seemed like. You were just like appreciating the crowd and loving the moment
Yeah.
and dancing.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean,
That's what it's all about,
It's
right?
it's that surrender. I think if there's too much pressure, it just kind of like ruins it a little bit.
So the new album is like a concept album, right?
It is.
It's,
yeah.
I mean,
stories and all.
it's as if you're back in. Yeah, please have some milkshake while I explain.
Oh.
It's like set in the 50s and 60s. It's based on a fictional singer who
The
you
Troubadour
basically
Sanchez.
play,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The Troubadour Sanchez, and all the songs are a story arc of his short life,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It is very, very 50s and 60s feeling.
If words could just hold you, tell me you feel me.
I think you're dating somebody.
Maybe.
You don't talk about her.
Who knows?
Okay.
Who knows? She's wonderful. She's kind of the greatest thing that's ever happened to me.
You kind of keeping it a little quiet so that it doesn't
Absolutely.
get ruined. I understand that.
No,
I understand.
Well, I mean, more because, you know, I just...
No, not ruined. I mean, like by people, like by the outside world.
Totally. I mean,
Yeah.
I just... I think, yeah, we should be the only ones that
Yeah.
care about how we
Good
feel
for
about
you.
each other.
I think there's a lot of young listeners though who care a lot about whether Steven Sanchez has a girlfriend.
Totally,
Or not.
totally. But I think too, like, I think it's safe to say, like, half those people never know me really, you know, and like really know me. So
Yeah.
like, to share my life outwardly just feels like, oh well, what's the point? Like, what's the point? You know, they're never gonna know me more than that. So like,
Yeah.
I'd rather just save it for the people that I see every day, you know, to know what's going on.
Elton John
Yeah.
reaches out to you.
Wow.
What? And then you go on stage at Glastonbury, his final performance, and you sing your song.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. It's kind of a ridiculous sentence too, in a lot of ways.
Like you never thought it would be like Elton John, Steven Sanchez in one sentence.
I mean, I think it's a huge trend. Like, I kind of can't even like make up my own dreams anymore because it's just like all the things that I couldn't even think would happen like are happening like that. You know, I didn't even think of something like that.
Yeah.
You know, dream
Yeah.
about happening.
And it was because he saw your song.
So David Furnish and Elton, they have a podcast
Yeah,
called The Rocket Hour.
that's his
that they
husband,
do
yeah,
together.
or partner.
Yeah, and he threw Until I Found You on his desk, you know, and Elton fell in love with it. You know, obviously Elton has had a lot of influences from the 50s and 60s, you know,
Yeah.
with Elvis and all that. Him and I spoke on the phone,
Yeah.
you know, leading up to that Rocket Hour interview.
Everybody on the Rocket Hour, my guest this week is Steven Sanchez, who I heard sing a song called Until I Found You. And I just fell in love with the song and I fell in love with his voice.
Some months after that, we finally got to get together in person, and I joined him for a dinner at his table. That was Smokey Robinson and Berry Gordy Music Cares event that was honoring their
Wow.
careers and
Wow.
stuff. And so I got to
Yeah,
sit
yeah,
next to Elton. And then the next day, you know, the boys and I, we played a showcase, and then we got off stage, and Elton pulled me to the side, and he's just like, "Oh my gosh, that was just dynamite, baby! Like that was great! Like your voice, like just everything, your performance was just brilliant, really brilliant." I was like, "Thank you so much, Elton." And we're sitting down. He's like, "So I'm doing a festival. I'm headlining a festival in the summer called Glastonbury." And I'm having a lot of guest artists come out, and it's going to be a really wonderful show. I'm like, oh, that's amazing. And all this is going over my head. I'm like, he's not going to ask me to do
Right.
that. Like, what? So I didn't even think of
Yeah.
that. And he just went, you know, I thought that was so amazing, and your voice is just incredible. I would love to have you come and be one of the special guests that I have on stage. Would you come and sing at Glastonbury with me? And I was just like,
What'd you say?
I got to check my schedule. And I'm just kidding. No, I honestly asked him, I was like, are you sure? Like, that's a...
Are you
I
sure?
was recognizing the fact that this is his
Yeah.
final show, and the fact that he's, like, honoring a younger artist that, you know...
Amazing.
I mean, who am I to do that? That's crazy.
And when you were up there and looking out at that sea of people,
I mean, it was amazing. I mean, the days leading up to it were just magical. Like, in rehearsal, you know, obviously I got to see him a lot more after that, and so I got way more comfortable, and he calls me randomly, but...
he calls you randomly now.
yeah, I mean...
Like Elton could be on the phone right now.
So in March, leading up to Glastonbury, he called me while the boys and I were on our way to play a show, and he went, you know, I had a thought, you know, I know that we were going to have you come out and sing, I guess that's why they call it the blues, but I just think this is such a tremendous moment in my career, and it's going to be such a massive moment for you as well, and I would love to highlight that moment for you, and I would love for you to come out and sing your song.
Can we do
Yeah.
rapid fire?
Rapid fire questions, let's go.
Favorite song?
The Violet Hour by Seawolf.
Nice. Is there someone you haven't met who you would love to collaborate with?
Lana Del Rey. Easy. Oh my gosh. It would be so great to do a record with her.
Weirdest thing about you?
I like make weird, funny voices to myself. Like after I burp, I could be like, I'm like, wow, that was great, or something like that. Like, well done.
That's kind of weird.
That's weird.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Any advice for an aspiring musician out there?
Oh man. Just write the truth. You know.
You have to be authentic.
You got to be authentic to what is the truth to you. You know.
Steven Sanchez.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the shake.
You're welcome.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.